그날은 역사 속 사건이 아니다. 두려움 앞에 멈추지 않는 태도이며 포기하지 않고 나아가려는 마음이다. 그것이 지금 우리의 자세이고 모두가 기억해야 할 광복이다. 두려움에 맞서는 포기하지 않는 용기. 광복 80년. 과거가 아닌 내일을 여는 희망찬 시작. 빛나는 발걸음. 새로운 길. 광복 80년.
Hello and welcome to our special live coverage of the State Affairs Planning Committee's press briefing on the administration's policy roadmap. The government is expected to unveil a blueprint that it plans to achieve throughout President Lee Jae-myung's 5-year term. It's expected to consist of 12 key tasks and 123 detailed tasks, including policies to revitalize the artificial intelligence industry, advance the stock market, and pursue constitutional reform, which are pledges made by President Lee during his presidential campaign. Security issues are also expected to be included in the tasks, such as the transfer of wartime operational control. Now, today's National Report meeting will be attended by the leadership of the ruling Democratic Party, government officials, and members of the State Affairs Planning Committee. The State Affairs Planning Committee, which has been serving as the transition team for the new government since Lee took office in early June, will conclude their mission with today's press briefing. Now, again, in just a few moments, the State Affairs Planning Committee will hold a press briefing on the Lee administration's policy roadmap. The government is expected to unveil a blueprint that it plans to achieve throughout President Lee Jae-myung's 5-year term. It's expected to consist of 12 key tasks and 123 detailed tasks, including policies to revitalize the artificial intelligence industry, advance the stock market, and pursue constitutional reform, which are pledges made by President Lee Jae-myung during his presidential campaign. Security issues are also expected to be included in the tasks, such as the transfer of wartime operational control. Now, today's National Report meeting will be attended by the leadership of the ruling Democratic Party, government officials, and members of the State Affairs Planning Committee. Now, this State Affairs Planning Committee has been serving as the transition team for the new government since Lee took office in early June, and it will conclude their mission with today's briefing. Meanwhile, workplace safety was once again at the center of Tuesday's cabinet meeting as President Lee Jae-myung discussed ways to end the recent string of fatal industrial accidents with his cabinet. Our presidential office correspondent Song Yoo-jin reports.
At a cabinet meeting on Tuesday, President Lee Jae-myung again emphasized the need to move away from what he called a, quote, regressive republic of industrial accidents.
피할 수 있는데 피하지 않았다든지, 특히 돈을 벌기 위해서, 비용을 줄이기 위해서, 지출해야 될 비용을 아끼기 위해서 누군가의 목숨을 빼앗는다고 하는 것은, 그건 저는 전에도 말씀드렸습니다만 이게 일종의 미필적 고의의 살인 또는 사회적 타살이다.
The country has seen a string of fatal industrial accidents this year, with the most recent one happening last Friday when a worker fell to his death while dismantling a safety net at an apartment construction site. The next day, President Lee ordered the Labor Ministry to report on the preventive and follow-up measures for industrial accidents at Tuesday's cabinet meeting.
After hearing from the Labor Ministry, the president noted that not a single major construction company has been penalized under the Serious Accidents Punishment Act and called for a penalty surcharge system to ensure companies secure adequate budget for safety measures.
먼저 like to have the national ceremony, please rise and face the flag in the front. This will be a more short form, and if you are physically challenged, please be seated. Salute to the flag. At ease, please be seated.
네, 국민 여러분 안녕하십니까?
Hello, everyone.
새로운 정부의 정책
It's a new
방향성을
government, and this is where we would like to explain the directions of the political affairs. Welcome to the event. Overcoming the crisis of democracy, the Lee administration had not the chance to have a transition committee, and therefore we wanted to fill in the gaps, and that is why we have launched the State Affairs Planning Committee. So although it was very short, it was a very fierce time for us to come up with the policies. And people who are here today, they are the ones who fought every day for these plans for the next 5 years. And today we are here to report them to the people. Here at the guest house at the Blue House, we have many administrative public officials, and also many people are joining via online. So welcome. The blueprint for the future of the Republic of Korea, let us take a look now. And before we do so, we would like to invite President Lee Jae-myung on his opening remarks. Please give him a big round of applause.
네. 여러분 반갑습니다.
So it is a pleasure to meet you all.
두 달간 국정과제
For
수립에
the past 2 months,
협력해 주신
many people diligently strived
여러분께 진심으로
for the state affairs plan. I would like to thank you all for making the effort.
국민 소통 플랫폼인
So the National Citizen Communication Platform is the People's Plaza,
국민 여러분
and more than 1.8 million ideas have been provided. I would like to thank all the citizens. I think it shows the desires and the ambitions of the national citizens to come up with a new country. And if you think about the past 2 months, it almost feels like we actually rolled down a 3-meter hill. We tried to go against the issues that we faced and the challenges, and that we tried our best to overcome those challenges and to recover our livelihoods and to recover the diplomatic relations. We tried hard, and we did our best to come up with a true national sovereign policy, and we did even more to get closer to our citizens. Thanks to everyone's efforts, we were able to come up with the stepping stones for the normalization of Korea, and we're at the beginning. And we're taking the next leap towards to announce the 5-year plan for the new government to our citizens. And the State Affairs Planning Committee received many different advices and the voices of the citizens and voices of the site as well. And we came up with the blueprint for the next 5 years, and we are going to show it to our citizens. We are going towards a country where the owners are our citizens, and we are going to make the true Korea where everybody can be happy. And we're going to make sure that everybody can be one, and we're going to be avoiding confrontation and going towards a world of integration. And we're also going to go towards globalization, and we are going to make the efforts to realize everything that we have planned. And we're going to protect the lives of our citizens and eradicate poverty. And we are going to make sure that our people are at the center in the world stage, and we're going to keep national profit as well. And we're going to review all the issues quickly and deliberately so that we can do what we can. And we're going to protect what we can, and we're also going to make sure that our processes are revealed transparently to our citizens. And I'd like to add one more point, which is a bit obvious. So I'd like to ask for your efforts. As for this blueprint, this is not the expansive plan of our administration. So our committee members are proposing ideas for the direction that we should take. And this is an effort where we are gathering many different opinions, and it can go through some reviews and modifications as well. I would like to thank you for the ideas that were proposed. And during the process, State Affairs Planning Committee also listened to many different opinions provided by our citizens. However, we're not at the end. Now, we're going to confirm these as national policies, and during the process of finalization, we're going to gather even more opinions of our citizens, and it could be revised later on. So in an unprecedented chaos, thanks to the support and interest provided by our citizens, we could overcome challenges. And I'd like to ask for your continued interest, and we're going to continue to depend on you, and we're going to make sure that we can make a world that is better for our citizens. Thank you.
감사합니다.
Thank you very much. That was President Lee Jae-myung, who opened up the event of this report event by the committee actually have exerted its efforts to make a transparent progress in terms of receiving the opinions from the people and making it to a policy. So let us view the video on the progress. The Republic of Korea is the country of the people. With the people's will, we will make the state affairs anew. 5.52 million people sent their dreams and their opinions, and with that in me, I would like to take my first step forward. 2025, June 16, the State Affairs Planning Committee had launched, and we had paid 44 visits on site and more than 200 meetings with the people, and we went to the corners of the country, and we also listened to our youths. 58 days of listening to the people. Overcoming the insurrection, this government had been established, and therefore I hope that this government will be a democratic one. Well, we know that it is a very efficient government, so I hope that it does not stay just as words, but take actions. The policy is also in a sense, an investment toward the future. So at the moment, we have to think about what would be more important for the future and for tomorrow. In order to contain more of the voices of the people, we had 59 departments reviewing more than 900 times of the plans and proposals, and 1.8 million opinions had filled the ideas, the pot of ideas, and with that we have done numerous times of meetings and visit on site, and that will become the future of the Republic of Korea, and it became the 123 state affairs initiatives of Lee Jae-myung administration. Now we are going to report to the people.
네, 박수 부탁드립니다.
Please give a big round of applause.
이렇게 국정기획위원회는
As such, the committee wanted to convert the policies, wanted to convert the people's opinion to policies, and therefore now we have come to these plans and policies. So let us take a look at what its meanings and implications are. Let me invite Mr. Lee Han-ju, the chair of the State Affairs Planning Committee.
So it is a pleasure to meet you all. I am the chair of the State Affairs Planning Committee, Lee Han-ju. Today, we invited our president to show the blueprint for the state affairs planning policies, and it is a great honor that I can be here. So thanks to our citizens, we could actually bring light to what was darkness before, and this was the revolution of light. And this was the ambition of our people. On June 4th, we said that we're going to come up with a country where the owner is the citizens, where our citizens can be happy, and this was the new administration. However, this was not an easy process. So there were many different uncertainties, and this new administration started amidst these uncertainties. So we needed a plan that had to come up with very quickly so that we can come up with our direction. This was the 5-year plan for the state affairs. This would be the compass for the new Korea. And this would be the standard for us to double check on the pledges that we made to our citizens. So this is consisting of the national vision, national principles, and national targets, and it also consists of 123 initiatives on state affairs and strategies, and it is focusing on the regions. So together with our local governments, many different experts gathered to come up with these plans. So we have 7 different subcommittees, and we also had a special committee, and we have 10 different task force teams. So the state affairs planning consists of the following. So it includes the 443 pledges that were made to the citizens during the presidential campaign, and it additionally has the policy proposals and also initiatives for key departments, and even the pledges that were made by the opposition party as well. We're going to review these thoroughly, and we're going to make sure to reflect this on the 5-year plan. And we had 300 different meetings, and we had 700 or so meetings between the subcommittees, and we had additional proposals made by our citizens, which consisted of 13,000. We're going to make sure that we review everything thoroughly, and therefore we did so. So by doing so, this was a process that we went through to establish for the 5-year blueprint, and this will act as a direction for President Lee's administration. So this is the national vision, national principle, and national target to be proposed by President Lee's administration. So President Lee's administration is standing on the foundations that were probably built by the past administrations. And we are trying to strengthen and conserve the human rights of our citizens so that everybody can be happy. And this is what we are focusing on. And therefore, the national vision is the country where the citizens are the owners, and Korea that everybody can be happy together. So what this means is that we're going to realize living democracy that reflects the state affairs in our daily lives. And as for Korea, where everybody can be happy together, this is going beyond the individual living to a coexistence. So next is the principles. First is about attentive listening and integration. We're going to pay our attention to many different voices. And we're also going to make sure that the state affairs will be carried out in a manner that can integrate our people. Next is the fairness and trust. So President Lee will make sure to keep the promises that were made to our citizens, and we're going to become an administration that can be trusted by our citizens. The third principle is the practical practicing and achievements. So we're going to make sure that we can achieve great things, and we're also going to make sure that we can have performances in the daily lives of our citizens. So these are the 5 national targets. So this consists of 5 different areas, including politics, economy, and society. So first is the politics where people become one, and next is innovative economy that leads the world, and third is the balanced growth where everybody can live, and society where the foundation is strong, and the diplomatic security where national interests are at the center. And we had come up with 123 different initiatives under this umbrella. So this one includes the pledges made by the president as well as the ambitions of our citizens, and we made sure that we went through thorough reviews. And by so, we were able to complete the 5-year blueprint for President Lee administration. So this is a country where people are the owners, and Korea where everybody can be happy together. And in this first step that we take, we are here together with our citizens as well as President Lee, and it's a great honor that I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Mr. Lee Han-ju, the chair of the committee. A country where the people are the sovereign. This is the 123 state affairs initiatives in order to listen to the people. So let us take a moment to walk through those initiatives. First, let us listen to the people's voices through the video.
국가의 가장 중요한 역할은
The most important role of a country is to uphold the people's safety, and crises or accidents should be prevented, and we should protect the people against them. Well, the salaries stay the same, but the educational cost and the financial interest goes up, and sometimes I feel it's suffocating. But now we have a new government, so I have my hopes high that something might change. So that was the voices of the people. In order to recover the people's trust, we have the prosecutorial reform, and we would like to introduce Lee Hae-sik, Chair of Policy and Admin Subcommittee. Hello, my name is Lee Hae-sik, the chair of Policy and Admin Subcommittee. To make a true Republic of Korea where people are sovereign, let me begin. The Lee Jae-myung administration is reforming the power institutions, and we are going to make a better Republic of Korea. By protecting the people's safety and lives, by doing so, we are going to make a true Republic of Korea where the people are the owners. First of all, the prosecution and policy will be going under reform. Now, the prosecution office will be disbanded, and the powers of investigation and indictment will be separated. And also, the police powers will be reinforced, and we are going to make a political neutrality of police, and for decentralization, for a better democracy, we need a strong regional powers and regional government, and the ratio between the national tax and regional tax would go up to 7-3, and also we are going to reinforce the grassroots democracy and for a relief of the regions where we are facing the population extinction. We are going to make more funds so that we can respond to it. We are going to make a society where the lives and safety of the people would be the priority. We are going to make sure that we do not have any societal accidents like Sewol Ferry or Itaewon accident and flooding or landslide, such accidents. We're going to have a thorough investigation into the root cause and the damages of the natural disasters. We are going to make sure that these are compensated practically, and we're going to expand the eligible people for damages, and we're going to protect people's livelihoods, people's daily lives from crimes like voice phishing and such financial crimes will be eradicated, and also we will make a country free of narcotics. And also we're going to be an efficient government that will realize the people's integration. We are going to see more advancement in human rights, and also the BAI, they are going to have a revitalize administrative activities, and also we're going to be a government where we listen to the people more carefully and communicate with the people, and we are going to have more platform for communication, and we are going to open up a new era, and therefore to do so we're going to pursue the constitutional reform. A just and safe Republic of Korea, Lee Jae-myung government will make it true.
Thank you. That was Lee Hae-sik, Chair of Policy Admin Subcommittee. So you first heard from the Chair of Policy Admin, and next is on the economy. So next will be Chair Jung Tae-ho of Economy 1 Subcommittee. So hello everyone, I am Jung Tae-ho, Chair of Economy 1 Subcommittee. And the key economic policy is for the Korea, and I will report on it. So right now, Korea is in a degrowth state. So growth drivers are weakening, and we are at a risk of growth rate decreasing to 0%. And because we are so focused on real estate, we are suppressing our economy. And in the era of change, we have to come up with a new growth framework. So this will be focused on a growth that is led by technology, growth for everyone, and fair growth. And this will be based on the foundation of strengthening the basis for continuous growth. So first is on the technology-led growth. So where we have to change to AI economy so that we can become one of the top 3 AI era. So we should focus on the bio-K culture, defense, and so forth. And we're going to make sure that we can achieve growth in these areas. And we are also going to foster talent for the future. And we're going to diversify the supply chain and strengthen the economic foundation so that we can expand our exports. So second is on the growth for everyone. To make sure that we become more dynamic, we're going to work together with our citizens. And we're going to expand the startup era, and we're going to make sure that we can foster more startups so that we can come up with high quality jobs. And we're also going to make sure that we grow the regional economies. And we will manage the household debt so that we can revitalize our livelihoods. And we are also going to overcome the challenges related to the population crisis as well. And third is fair growth. And we will make sure that the negotiating power of the marginalized can become stronger. And we're going to establish the sovereign for our consumers and market order. And we're going to make sure that we construct a fair labor market where people are compensated for what they work for. And last is the sustainable growth-based strengthening. We're going to make sure that our economy converts away from the real estate market, and we will make sure that we can work on the future, and that we will make sure that our Kospi exchange can become more than 5,000 points. And we will also be deregulating so that our regulating system can become a negative one. And we will also make sure that the public can become a leader. So a leading country that can be led by technology, an economy where everybody can be together, and Korea where opportunities will open up. So President Lee administration will make sure that we create such Korea.
Thank you very much. That was Mr. Jung Tae-ho, Chair of the Economy 1 Subcommittee, on his announcement. Next, we would like to go over to Economy 2 Subcommittee. What will be the way to secure the next driving force of the Republic of Korea? Let me introduce Song Kyung-hee, the Chair of Economy 2 Subcommittee. Hello, I am Song Kyung-hee, Chair of Economy 2 Subcommittee. The theme is AI Energy Highway, Republic of Korea running again. Well, we have suffered in 1970s, and Gyeongbu Expressway was constructed, and with that, industrialization miracle was realized at the end of 1990s with the high-speed internet network. We have become a powerhouse. Now we have AI and energy, the two highways that we can open up the new driving force of the Republic of Korea. First of all, in order for us to become the top 3 powerhouses in AI, we are going to disseminate the AI and with the AI highway. And we are going to have advanced GPU of more than 50,000, and with the quality data that will be secured, we're going to secure the talents so that all of the people in Korea can enjoy AI, and this will be the AI basic society. Wherever you are, whenever you can utilize AI easily, and therefore we're going to expand the AI capacity building education, and also institutional groundwork will be laid as well. And we're going to become the world's #1 AI government. We're going to use the AI in earnest in order to prevent any natural disasters, and the National AI Committee will be the actual control tower so that we can reinforce and also control the AI policy and strategy. Next of all, energy highway. The flexible AI will be realized by energy highway, and the carbon neutralization will be realized with this. By 2030s, we are going to finish the Korean Peninsula Energy Highway, and also ESS and climate tech industry will be fostered. And also the wind power plant complex will also be fostered, and RE100 complex will also be supported. And also we're going to support the companies that work towards the carbon neutralization, and we're going to amend the policies in this regard. Lastly but not leastly, we're going to make a new driving force for the future that could be sustainable. For this, we're going to have a method so that we can secure the science and technology resources, and also we're going to have 40 trillion won of venture capital investment. And also the defense industry and AI will be at the focal point of the new driving force of the Korea. Based on AI and the new technology, we're going to make a new Republic of Korea for the future. Thank you. That was Song Kyung-hee, Chair of Economy 2 Subcommittee's report.
So we could hear about the politics and economic initiatives for President Lee's administration. And next, we have another video to hear the voice of our people. So let us watch the video together. So these days, we are seeing the exacerbation of social conflicts. And it is very unfortunate that people in the same country are fighting. So I hope that you will make a country where that will not happen. And we can be very proud of our country. So these days, everybody is going to the urban areas. And we see empty houses. But thanks to this administration, we hear that they will be revitalizing the local economy. And the provinces would have to be revitalized for the countries to become stronger. So we heard the voices of our people. So next, we will go into the areas of society, balance and growth. First, we will hear from Kim Nan-hee, chair of the Society One Planning Committee. So hello everyone. I am member of the First Social Affairs Division, Kim Nam-hee. So I am a mother of 2 children. So our parents are aged, so I worry about their future and I also worry about my future as well. In the current society, it becomes burdensome to have children and raise children. And we are also burdened by caring. Therefore, we are scared about aging. And we also are threatened by violences and crimes such as the dating crimes and the sexual violences. To overcome such issues, we have targeted a basic society that looks after people's lives, and we worked on this for the past 2 months. And we are going to make sure that in areas that are very close to our people, we are going to work on 23 different initiatives. So now, let me summarize the items that we are going to work on in President Lee's administration. So we want to make sure that the seniors, those with disabilities and mental disabilities can be cared for in their everyday lives without using the facilities. So we want to make sure that we have an integrated caring, and we're also going to strengthen the welfare for those with disabilities. And we are also going to provide more subsidies for children, and we are also going to strengthen support for the children and youth at risk. And we will also expand the support for childbirth and childbearing. And we will also make sure that we improve the standards for the basic life so that we can help those with low income. And we will also make sure that the children can be guaranteed for their health by expanding the necessary and mandatory healthcare services. And we will also make sure that we improve the national health by relieving the burden on the caring and medical expenses. And we will also make sure that our people have the right to work safely. And we will also make sure that we guarantee the opportunities to realize the respect for labor so that people can work in a safe environment while being respected. And we will expand the retirement age, and we will make sure that we also extend the legal usage in a stepwise manner. And we will also make sure that we can protect our female citizens so that we can make a citizens that is genderly equal while being safe. And we will also make sure that we have strength and support for our people. So there are children, youth, seniors, and those with disabilities, those without disabilities, men and women, and laborers, and the patriotic murder. So everybody should be respected. President Lee's administration will make sure that everybody can be taken care of in all corners of society. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
She's
a mother of 2, Kim Nam-hee, Society One Planning Committee member. So as she started out as a mother of 2, it really resonated. Next, we are going to talk about the education and environment. We're first going to invite Hong Chang-nam, the chair of Society 2 subcommittee. Please give a big round of applause. I am the Society 2 Subcommittee Chair Hong Chang-nam. The vision of our subcommittee is the true Republic of Korea that we are making it together. And for this, we have to have a fair education and K-culture in the worldwide society. And also, we have media and we have 4 initiatives. First of all, with fair education, we're going to foster the possibilities of individuals. AI will be educated from primary school so that everyone from children to adults can use AI. And we are going to make sure that AI is utilized by all and be more attentive to the people who are in need. And also, we're going to expand the participation of the students and their parents, and also we're going to expand the protection of the people. Also, even if you are in the local areas, you can have an education that is on par with the educational level of Seoul. And with the high culture power, we're going to become a country that leads the culture around the world. The K-culture market and the related industry will be fostered even more. And also, we're going to expand the financial support and have a system of systemized support to it. And we are going to open up an era of 30,000 people who are coming in to Korea, the tourists, and we're going to expand the welfare for the children. And regardless of gender and age, you will be able to enjoy the culture. And to this end, we're going to enhance the system to enjoy culture. And also now we're moving on to the climate crisis. That's a society that is resilient to climate crisis. We have the target to reduce the CO2 emission, and we're going to reinforce the emission transaction system of greenhouse gas, and we're going to give more intense incentives to reduce the CO2 emission. And such capacity of adapting to climate change will be strengthened in all corners of society and economy, and we're going to make a clean environment for the health of the people. Now, future-oriented digital and media ecosystem will be fostered. First of all, we're going to implement the public responsibility of broadcasting, and also recover its publicness of the broadcast companies. Also, we're going to have a media platform where it can grow and will be able to sustainably grow. And also, we're going to prevent any harms or damages by the digital and media environment or illegal spam. And with this, we're going to make a reliable society where people can trust each other. Thank you very much. That was Hong Chang-nam, Chair of Society 2 Subcommittee.
So moving on, we will now go into the diplomacy and security area. We have Hong Hyun-ik, Chair of Diplomacy and Security Subcommittee. So let us welcome him with a big round of applause. So hello everyone. I am Hong Hyun-ik, Chair of Diplomacy and Security Subcommittee. So there's the national defense and the North and South Korea relations, and President Lee will make sure that we focus on the national interests when we look at the diplomatic affairs. First, we have to make sure that we have a strong military that is trusted by our citizens. So we're going to elevate the 3-axis defense system so that we can go against the missile threats and the nuclear attacks by North Korea. And we are also going to make sure that we convert to the OPCON within the term. And we will also make sure that we dismiss the Defense Committee Counterintelligence Command so that we can be strengthening against the North Korean attacks. And we will also make sure that we can prevent the intervention by our national military, and that is why we are planning to dismiss the DCC. And we will also make sure that we are pursuing the reform of national defense in line with the changes in the national defense environment. We're going to make sure that we reform the military structure and also make use of the private resources while coming out with the reserve power. And we will also make sure that we become a global four-strong country through our key defense. We will strengthen the support for exports related to defense, and we will also improve our security level. And we will also foster the advanced strategic industries, and we will also make sure that we can foster the fair growth of our SMEs related to defense. And we are aiming for the coexistence of peace in the Korean Peninsula that can prosper together. We have to make sure that we make the great transformation in our relations so that the South and North Korea can be in a cooperative situation. And we will come up with a communication channel, and we will also make sure that we can be normalized. So the East and West Germany could communicate, and in such a manner, we will make sure that we come up with the rules so that we can communicate in a peaceful manner. And President Lee will also pursue a strategy against North Korea where people are the sovereign. And from proposal to implementation, we will make sure that the people can participate. And we will also come up with a democratic citizens education on peace and reunification as well. So we are going to go towards the practical diplomacy, and we will make sure that we are improving our practical diplomacy with the surrounding countries. And we will also make sure that we diversify our diplomatic relations so that we can become a diplomatic powerhouse. And we will also successfully hold the APEC summit in Gyeongju. And we will also make sure that we come up with a regular meeting on economic security inspection. And we will also make sure that we mobilize the diplomatic capabilities as much as we can so that we can work on key diplomacy. And lastly, of course, we will continue to make the efforts on establishing a peaceful system and denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. We will make sure that we come up with a practical diplomacy. So that was Hong Hyun-ik, Chair of Diplomacy and Security Subcommittee. So let us go towards the next briefing. So this is one where we are focusing on balanced national growth. However, we're facing a lot of challenges. How can we overcome this? So let us invite Park Soo-hyun, Special Chair of Balanced National Growth Committee, and he will talk about balanced national growth focused on 5 poles and 3 special areas.
A country where the people are sovereign, a Korea where people are happy together. I am the Special Chair of Balanced National Growth Committee. Based on the 5 poles and 3 special areas, let me talk about the balanced national growth. We have a metropolitan area that is bursting with people, and the regional areas are frozen with people leakages. And that is why we are at the at the juncture where we have to have a new growth engine, and therefore we need to have a new approach so that we can explore the new routes in the region. And with that, we have come up with a new balanced national growth. The Republic of Korea cannot have one growth engine that is metropolitan area, but we have to have 5 poles and 3 special areas so that we can have a balanced growth. As you can see here, we have 4+1 strategy, and with that as the laying foundation, we have the strategies for these 5 poles and 3 areas. And wherever you are, we will have job opportunities and we'll have welfare benefits and also educational benefits. And we are going to make a prosperous opportunities for all the people living in the region. The national balanced growth, what is of utmost importance is that it is the financial decentralization of the fiscal power, and we also have to have a reform in the institutions and policies. We knew this, but it had never been realized, and this is going to be realized in the Lee Jae-myung administration. And therefore, we are going to grant the rights of the budgeting and also to have accounting power to the regional governments. And also, we are in 25 years, we have the preliminary feasibility study that will be revised for the R&D and SOC to be in place in a timely manner. And some local governments, they have a special area of the region that is not working quite well. So we're going to embrace those and will include them in this 5-pole 3 special areas. And the pledges, campaign pledges of the president, we have 17 different pledges for the cities around the world, around the country, and we have 124 metropolitan area policies, and the cities and provinces 164. So we have organized this into 7 major pledges by cities and 15 special initiatives. So this could be, again, trickle down to different initiatives that we are going to pursue, and this will be an unprecedented pledges of the president that are more tangible. And for it to be realized in earnest, we have come up with a special plan, or detailed plan. First of all, it is important that we keep track of these projects to be realized, and these plans will be reflected to the national plan and also have a priority in budgeting. And then we're going to supervise it by the special committee and then concierge, which will be a comprehensive support. The growth of the region is the growth of the Republic of Korea, and this is the new policy forward. And with this, we are going to have a very bold strategy going forward so that we can break through such crisis in the region. Thank you very much. That was Park Soo-hyun, Special Chair of Balanced National Growth Committee. We have 123 initiatives. We have actually invited 123 plans, and they were explained already. How are you watching this? So far, so these 123 are organized into 12 major plans. So let us invite the next speaker.
So hello everyone, I am Park Hong-gun, Chair of Policy Planning Subcommittee. So all the initiatives that were presented in the briefing would be promises that we are providing to our citizens. However, some initiatives needs to go beyond an individual department and would require pan-governmental interest. And some would have a great impact on the livelihoods of our citizens. and sometimes we need to sustain them for a long term. So there are some initiatives that are encompassing various departments and various areas, and these are the ones that are considered to be the 12 strategic initiatives and transformations that must be carried out. So these are the major strategic initiatives. So there is one for growth strategy to make sure that we can recover our potential growth rate and taking the leap to the Coast P5000 era and an era for AI for everyone and the energy highway era, and also areas for a happy society like the basic society for our national lives and the balanced growth and becoming a cultural powerhouse. And there are also ones related to becoming a trusted government, like a society that respects safe lives and so forth. So these will be carried out by many different subcommittees, and this will be carried out through cooperation of different departments, and we are going to thoroughly manage these as well. And we will also make sure that we mobilize many different available policy-related resources, such as financial resources and legislative resources. And through the 123 initiatives and 12 major strategies, we will make sure that we can become a successful society. And let me give you a few ideas on it. So for right now, we are at a top 3 positions in terms of our AI competitiveness. And we will make sure that our AI highway acts as a foundation. And we will also make sure that our country becomes one where great scientists will be seeking out. And we will also make sure that we have more than 100 trillion won worth in our national growth fund, and we will make sure that everybody can be benefiting in it, and we will make sure that we can provide more public housing. And we will also make sure that we can have half of the accidents that we face in terms of traffic accidents and so forth. And we will also make sure that we have more jobs for the seniors and those with disabilities. And we will also make sure that we expand our subsidies to our children. So we are now considered a developing nation in terms of the industrial accidents, but we will make sure that we can get rid of such bad reputations. And we will also make sure that we can lessen the amount of workers. And we will also make sure that we increase the number of tourists through the expansion of K-culture. And K-defense will allow us to grow into a export-centered nations in terms of defense. And we will make sure that our national integrity is improved as well so that we can become a trusted nation. So this is the transformation that will make our heart thump for the next 5 years through President Lee's administration. So we'll make sure that we work on it together with our citizens. Thank you. That was Park Hong-gun, Chair of Policy Planning Subcommittee. He explained about the 12 key strategic initiatives and transformation. So it seems that we have very great initiatives, but for this, we have to make sure that we are supported by legislations and resources, otherwise it will not be realized. So next is the plan that we have on the fiscal resources and legislative to be explained by the Presidential Committee on Policy Planning, Vice Chair Jin Sung-jun. Let us welcome him with a big round of applause.
I am the Vice Chair of the committee, Jin Sung-jun. In order to support the new plan of the administration, let us begin the plans. The fiscal resources for the 5 years is 210 trillion. We have 500 areas, and we have about 178 trillion won of expenditure, and it will transfer to the region will be 32 trillion won. And for this, we are going to raise the fund by saving budgets in some areas. The target of the investment, fiscal investment, we are going to allocate 58 trillion won for the society where basics are solid, 54 for the economy. We are going to normalize the tax cut of the former administration, and we are going also to make the new accounting administration based on AI, and by doing so, we're going to have more tax resource of 94 trillion won. And also, we're going to look into the projects that are not performing well, and we're going to cut the expenses on those, and by doing so we're going to cut the savings and also make it as a fund of 116 trillion won. And we have 123 initiatives, and the detailed plans are 564 of them, and amongst it 75% needs a legislative support. And in detail, we have to have a legislation of 731, and we also have to have a decree of 220, and altogether they are 951 legislations that should be coming into effect or should be legislated. And by this year, it will be submitted to the National Assembly, 48% of it. And also, we are planning to submit 87% by 2026. And within this year, 37% of the decree will be amended. We are going to make a swift change that could be palpable by the people, and I will promise that we're going to actively support the implementation of the policies. So that was Mr. Jin Sung-jun, the Vice Chair of the committee. Last but not least, we are going to take a look at how these initiatives will be managed and how it will be communicated with the people and disseminated to the people. We are going to invite Mr. Yoon Chang-yeol. Please give him a big round of applause.
So hello everyone, I am Yoon Chang-yeol, Vice Chair of Presidential Committee on Policy Planning. So lastly, we'll explain about how these will be managed and how these will be shared and disseminated to our citizens. So first is on managing the initiatives. So we are going to establish the National Future Strategy Committee directly under the President, and we will also have the Policy Office in the Presidential Office managing as well. So we are going to discover the agenda on future strategy, and we are also going to add and adjust any national policies and initiatives. And we are also going to make that we can review this in a pan-governmental level. Next is on sharing and dissemination. So national agenda would not be ones that are dealt with by the government officials, but these are the pledges and blueprint that is promised to all citizens. So it includes everyone from the working level to the high level, and we will make sure that everybody can be engaged. And for this to be a transformation that can be felt by our citizens, we have to support it with the resources and legislation. So we'll make sure that we can solidify their principles, and we also have to make sure that we are in close communication. We will make sure that the policymakers are on site to hear the voices of our people. And in a government where people are sovereign, we have to make sure that people are the ones with the will and commitment. And for this, we will make sure that we establish a communication channel on the national agenda between the citizens and the government. And we will also come up with a plaza for communication. And we also have to make sure that we are showing this transparently to our citizens. And we will come up with an open communication method so that we can be communicating with our citizens in an active manner. And for the future initiatives, we should not end it at once. We have to make sure that we are continuously proposing ideas, and therefore we will make sure that we reflect the opinions of our citizens in an endless manner. And we will also make sure that we increase the satisfaction level of our citizens. We will make sure to sustain such activities so that we can achieve change and performance that our citizens want. So there are 123 national policy initiatives that are promised by President Lee's administration. We will make sure that we give happiness through this.
So that was the 5-year plan of the Republic of Korea's future. Thank you very much with staying with us until the end. This comes to the close of our event. The President will leave the venue first.
네, 여러분 큰 박수
Please
부탁드립니다.
give him a warm round of applause.
Now that's all we have for today's news special. Thank you for joining us. Arirang News will be back at 5 p.m. Korea time. Stay tuned.
천년을 이어온 우리의 지혜가 제천에서 다시 태어났어. 세대를 관통한 선조들의 건강 빅데이터. 빅데이터. 우리의 삶과 들에서 자란 천연물은 단순한 재료가 아니야. K-내추럴. 한국인의 정체성을 담은 바로 살아있는 역사지. 천년의 처방이 첨단 기술과 만나는 순간. 글로벌 천연물 시장의 중심 제천에서 2025년 9월 20일부터 10월 19일까지 천년의 지혜를 담은 미래를 만나봐.